Imagine yourself in the mystical mountains of Ethiopia, a land where every stone seems to tell a story, and every breath of wind whispers secrets from another time. Despite a constantly changing modern world, Ethiopia is home to an extraordinary treasure, the Ethiopian Bible. But unlike legendary treasures made of gold and precious stones, this one is made of ink and paper. It holds within it stories that date back centuries and wisdom that defies time. Have you ever held something so ancient that it feels almost unreal? Now imagine a unique Bible, different from all the ones we know, with books, stories, and symbols that are found nowhere else. This ancient manuscript is more than just a collection of religious texts. It is a piece of universal history that offers a glimpse into an ancient civilization and a deep faith. A country with a unique history. Ethiopia is the only African country that has never been colonized, which has allowed it to preserve its traditions and culture intact for millennia. Its history is filled with tales that blend mythology and reality, such as that of Noah and his sons, or the Jewish stories that merge with local beliefs to give rise to a faith unlike any other. However, our story is not just about myths and legends. It is about a sacred book, a Bible that, even before the famous King James Version, contained far more books. The Ethiopian Bible includes 88 books, well beyond the 66 found in most modern Christian Bibles. These ancient texts address existential and religious questions that many people continue to ponder today. Contents not found elsewhere. In the Ethiopian Bible, you will find stories and writings that other versions have forgotten, ignored, or even rejected. It tells a unique and profound spiritual story, unlike what we usually know. Ethiopians adopted Christianity as early as the 4th century, long before this faith spread throughout the world, showing just how integral this religion is to their history. It is a country that, by the 6th century, was a refuge for Christians persecuted in other parts of the world. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church, also known as Tewahedo, bears witness to this ancient faith. In 2010, one of the oldest illustrated Christian manuscripts was discovered in an isolated Ethiopian monastery, providing further proof of the country's spiritual and historical richness. The Queen of Sheba and the Ethiopian Empire. Among the most fascinating legends of Ethiopia is that of the Queen of Sheba. According to the accounts, she traveled to Jerusalem to meet King Solomon. This mysterious encounter left deep traces, as it is said that they had a son, Menelik, who became the first emperor of Ethiopia. A recent genetic study even suggests links between Ethiopians and the peoples of Egypt and Israel from the time of the Queen of Sheba, offering new insights into the origins of this great civilization. Why is the Ethiopian Bible so unique? Despite its richness and age, the Ethiopian Bible is not part of the classical Christian canon. It contains writings that other Christian traditions have discarded. But why has this version been set aside? Many scholars and theologians believe that some parts do not have the divine fire of the other biblical scriptures. However, for Ethiopians, these writings are precious spiritual gems that continue to inspire their faith and devotion. In Ethiopia, two versions of the Bible coexist: the narrow canon and the wide canon. The wide canon, with its 81 books, includes texts like the Book of Enoch and others that are absent from mainstream versions. These texts are not merely religious narratives, but fragments of ancient history that offer unique perspectives on faith and spirituality. The narrow canon and the wide canon. A spiritual duel over time, Ethiopians established two versions of their Bible. The wide canon, which contains 81 books, is the older one and includes several apocryphal writings. The narrow canon, approved by Emperor Haile Selassie, is more limited with its 72 books, but it continues to spark passionate debates. These two versions reflect the religious and political dynamics that have shaped Ethiopia through the ages. The wide canon became a sort of extended version with supplements, and although it is less widespread today, it holds a special place in the hearts of many Ethiopian believers. The books removed and the loss of spiritual richness. Throughout the history of the Bible, several writings have been removed or forgotten. During the writing of the Vulgate by St. Jerome, some texts were omitted for reasons that remain unclear. The Ethiopian Bible, on the other hand, preserves some of these writings, providing access to texts that were largely unknown. This raises an intriguing question. Why have certain versions of the Bible not preserved these writings? Was it for clarity, control, or simply a theological decision? This mystery adds an extra layer to the appeal of the Ethiopian Bible, making it even more captivating. The Emperor's advice and the preservation of spiritual heritage. In the 1900s, Emperor Haile Selassie took steps to shorten the canon of the Ethiopian Bible to create a more official and accessible version. This restricted canon is now widely used, but scholars and history enthusiasts continue to debate the value of the omitted texts. These decisions are sensitive and can provoke heated discussions among those passionate about this history. An invitation to a spiritual journey. Thus, the story of the Ethiopian Bible is much more than just a book of faith. It is a gateway to a spiritual past where legends, history, and deep faith intertwine. If you are curious, feel free to dive into this mystical treasure and discover for yourself the mystery hidden within each page. What fascinates you the most about this story? Perhaps it is the connection between Ethiopia and biblical times, or the idea that a country has managed to preserve a unique version of the Bible through the centuries. In any case, this exploration of the Ethiopian Bible is an invitation to reflect on the spiritual richness of humanity and the mysteries still buried in ancient writings.